you to do right now, I want you to grab the link. You can up on the upper left-hand corner, click on that. It's like a little green check mark. You can copy the link of this call and you could send it to somebody. So if one of your coaches, your body partners, or someone that just needs a kick in the ass needs to be on this call, send them the link. We're gonna get started in just a minute. I wanna pack the house. I wanna make sure that you guys are ready and you're present for this. I'm really nervous, so you're gonna have to bear with me, but I want you guys to play full out with me tonight. I just got back from an incredible conference with Brendan Bouchard. I'm gonna cover a lot of the principles that I learned in that conference with you guys, all the big moments, ahas, breakthroughs, what does he call it? Unlocks with you guys tonight in the hopes that you take away something that's gonna help you propel your business. So I'm gonna grab that link for Melissa. I'm gonna put it here in the chat. I want you guys to just get whoever needs to be on this call because I've prepared a presentation for you guys that I hope will be helpful. But what I want to do, and I can't see everybody, and right now we're climbing at 345 people on this call. We're streaming live into the group. Will you play full out with me? In the chat, I want you to say, yes, I am here. I'm ready. Hit me up. I want to see it. Are you ready to play full out? Because I'm going to make you stand up. I don't know if we've done this on a Slay Squad call. I wanted to do this last night on our Diesel Nation team call where we recapped the event, but I was with zero internet. I was working off a hotspot. I'm going to hit record, by the way, because I haven't done that yet. I am going to... Am I recording? Oh no, we are recording, right? You were already recording. This is new to me. I haven't done this in quite a while, but I wanted to do this last night and I couldn't because everybody was like this, frozen on my screen last night in my team call because I was working off a hotspot. So it was really awkward if I got up and did this exercise with the team, but I'm going to do it with you guys tonight. I did it with Aaron Hopkins, Diamond Leaders at the retreat that they had on Saturday. I think they liked it. I'm not sure. They kind of gave me good feedback, but it was one of the moments at Growth Day this past weekend. We were in Austin with Brendan Bouchard and Trent Shelton and Anthony Trucks and Jamie Kern-Lima, and it was, and Ed Milet, hello, and it was life-changing. So can everybody stand up for me? Stand up, stand up, stand up. Okay, this call is, you're gonna see my head cut off, but it's okay. This call is about figuring out why you are not where you want to be in your business. Now, let me preface that with some coaches on this call are brand new and you're like, wait, what are you talking about? Hear me out. Whether you are brand new or whether you are an experienced coach or maybe a body partner that wants to reignite your business right now, you're going to go through ebbs and flows, ups and downs, challenges, good times, bad times, all the times, because you are an entrepreneur. You have chosen a life that is just different. And we're going to talk about that tonight. And I want you to understand that you can always give a little bit more. And that's the exercise that we're going to do right now. But also that all the unlocks that you're waiting for in your business are all in your head. They're all in your head. And it's insane because I've been doing this for so long, and I'll tell a little bit of my story for those of you that have never heard my story or me speak or have no idea who I am. That's totally cool. I've been doing this for almost 13 years, and I recently had to undergo these mental unlocks to get back on track in my business. So I feel qualified tonight to talk to you guys. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to put your hand right in front of your face, shoulder level, and I want you to, feet are gonna be just shoulder width apart, hands in front, and I want you to twist to as far as you can go to the left, and I want you to mark on the wall to the extent that you can go. Okay, so I want you to fixate on that point, right? That's as far as you can go. Now back to the center. Now I want you to go to the right. I want you to do the same thing. You're going to fixate on where exactly your fingers are aligned to the wall. And you're going to mark that in your brain. Okay, one more time. Go over to the left, swing it over. You might have gone a little bit farther the second time. I don't know, I kind of did. And then go over to the right. And I don't want you to twist your hips. So I see some people kind of doing this, right? I don't want you to do that. I want you to keep your body as forward as possible. You're just twisting your upper body, right? So you're not twisting your legs. You're not moving all the way to the back of the room. You're just using your shoulders, your hands, and a little twist of the hip to see how far you can go. All right, you got it? You saw how far you went? Okay, now let's activate our body. And this is gonna help you not only in this exercise, it's gonna help you every day, and it's gonna help you stay present in this call so that you can absorb all the information I'm gonna give to you. So you're gonna cup your hand, right hand, left hand, doesn't matter, and you're just gonna start slapping your body. Start activating. I know this looks absolutely insane. You're gonna go up all the way to your elbow. Once you start getting up to your shoulder, drop your arm and just release the tension in the back of your shoulder. You guys, hit yourself. You're patting yourself on the back or you're just hitting yourself. It doesn't matter, but you're releasing all the tension that you're carrying in your shoulder. All right, go to the other arm, slap, 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 slap. You're activating your body. You even should, at some point of this, kind of start losing your breath. Start sweating a little bit, activate those shoulders, go to the other shoulder and slap, 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 slap. All right, now we're gonna test our balance. You're gonna go to your ankle, start slapping your ankle, start going up your leg really hard. Cup, 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 all the way up your knee, up to your quad, your hamstrings. This is where I lose my balance. You can hold on to a wall if you have to. Start slapping that quad, slapping that hamstring. Get in there, slap the booty, pat yourself on the butt. You guys are kicking ass right now. Slap, 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 slap. There's people laughing. That's good. That's fine. Let's do it to the other side. You guys are having fun. I bet you never started a team call like this. Slap that ankle, go up the leg all the way. Same thing on this side. Hamstring, quad, booty. Are you guys feeling that sweat popping in? Yes.
See anything?
All right. Cup your hands. Slap lower back. I'm gonna mute Adrian. You're gonna slap that lower back. Slap, 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 slap.
I know, but Tyson getting off of work. I gotta go pick him up.
Right, my
Mute. There we go. Slap, 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 slap. Get in there. Okay. Face forward. Air squats. So squat. And Autumn is sitting in my living room right now. I'm not taking her job. Not taking her job. Just squat it and lift it up. And I want you to take a huge inhale. Huge inhale. Exhale. Up and down, up and down. Up and down. Okay. Right arm. Left leg. Twist. I want that knee to come up all the way to your belt. Twist. Twist. Do you guys feel your body coming alive? Twist. All right, one more time. One more time to the other side. All right, hands in front of your face. Same position as we started. Now go to the left.
Yeah, I tooted, I know.
Did you guys go further? Back to the front, to the right. Did you guys get further? Thumbs up, yeah? One more time, all the way. Did you pass what you previously thought was your limit? Other side? Yeah? Get in the chat, have a seat. Get in the chat, have a seat, and let me know if after activating your body, if after having some fun, if after sweating it out a little bit, you went further than you did originally. Okay, does everybody feel alive right now? So we learned this at Growth Day. And this is how I have started every single morning since I got back. Imagine if you did the same thing. I'm just gonna drop that right now. This is what I do. And I'll tell you why, and I'm gonna go into all of that. but it's important that you understand that I was in a really bad place just a week and a half ago. And if you have been in a really bad place, I know how that feels. I am not sitting here on a pedestal or looking down at you or saying this, that, or the other, because just 2 weeks ago, I felt that. And I made a conscious decision to get to that seminar, to that conference, and be open to some weird stuff like we just did. And in just a week and a half, I feel 1,000 times better. Are you ready to learn what I learned? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna get this party started. So the title of this call is, Can You Handle the Truth? Right? And why you might not be where you want to be in your business right now. Can you guys see that? And I wish, I'm gonna see if I can bring up the chat. Oh my God, can I bring up the chat? I can, yay. Sometimes it doesn't let me do that, but it does tonight. I am like so blessed. Okay. This is not this call, because I don't want it to be that. I want it to be, we are in this together. Let's get through this call, because there is some stuff happening. We are undergoing some massive changes within the company, the world, ourselves. And I want you to have tools and thought processes and things that you can consider when you get off this call as to why you may be doing the things you're doing in your business and even in your life that are holding you back from your greatest potential. And it was just a week and a half ago that I had this big aha. And I want you to understand that why I'm qualified to host this call, because I was in a really dark place just a few weeks ago. And I realized that I either had the choice to stay there or to take affirmative, conscious action and pivot. And I love this way too much. And I love you way too much. And I love what this has given me way too much to throw that in the garbage. And so I recently have uncovered and exposed and began correcting this crazy mindset drama that we create, that we develop and we foster and we coddle it, which prevents us from seeking our highest, truest potential, not only in the business, but as moms and dads and wives and husbands and partners and everything in between. You guys, we are in this together. And if you take the lessons that I'm going to share with you tonight, and not everything will apply to you, right? I tried to think and conjure up all the different scenarios and thought processes that might be going on in your head in order to touch everybody on the call. So you might relate to some things, you might not relate to other things, but understand that these thoughts and these identities and all the things that we create in our minds, they're going to exist on your team with the people that you bring in, with your clients. And so I want you to write the lessons down, and whatever hits you and says, I need to study that more, become a student, and you will start to uncover and create the necessary toolbox to deal with these situations as they arise in your life and in your business. And I just want you to know that I'm going to be very vulnerable, very transparent, and I'm going to hit hard tonight, but I love you. And I'm doing this with love. And I want you to understand that as we move through this. So this call is about uncovering what is holding you back. And after 13 years almost of doing this, it is not anything other than it is probably directly related to the quality of your thoughts. And new coaches, if you're on this call, you want to understand that this roller coaster of entrepreneurship, it's a wild one. You step on it and it's a wild one. And there's going to be times where your mindset is rock solid, and there's going to be times where your mindset is not. And the lessons that I want to teach you here tonight, I want you to put them in your pocket and say, oh, I remember that call when she said this was going to happen. This is how I'm going to address this, right? And if your mindset right now is not where it should be, perhaps these are the things that are happening in your mindset, and we're going to course correct tonight as best we can. I want you guys to get back on the roller coaster. And what I mean by this is when we create these limiting beliefs of what we can and can't do with our lives and in this business, we step off this entrepreneurship roller coaster and we step onto the merry-go-round. This is a concept that was talked about at Growth Day, and I really, really, really related to it. It resonated with me big time because I am the roller coaster queen. Like, I love the entrepreneurial roller coaster, the ups, downs, the lessons, the sideways, the failures, the triumphs, the recognition. I love it. But in the last year or so, I saw myself consciously step off the roller coaster, off the front row of the roller coaster, and step onto the merry-go-round. And the merry-go-round goes in circles, is comfortable, has no ups and downs. It is the same. It is redundant. It is boring. It is comfortable. And that comfort creates a whole lot of mind drama. So what I want you to do is recognize, where are you right now? Are you proudly standing in the roller coaster line, waiting to get on the front row? Or have you taken a step back and gotten onto the merry-go-round? Because this business, this life that we live as body partners, as network marketers, it's different. It is a different way of thinking. It's a different way of being. It's a different way of acting. And you have to choose that every day. You have to choose the business mindset every day, right? And if you find yourself that you're straying off that course, you have the 100% responsibility to figure out why. Because if you don't, and you do what I did, and Brendan Bouchard, if you were at Summit last year, he really dug in on this in Growth Day, the cage concept. If you don't investigate and take action, you will slowly move yourself back. You will disconnect. You'll disconnect from your team. You'll disconnect from your goals. You'll disconnect from everything. And you're going to find yourself sitting in the back of the cage by yourself, pointing the finger, saying, no one understands me. No one understands my life. No one understands why I can't be successful. I can't be successful because X, Y, Z. You're going to judge, you're going to compare, you're going to use her as an example and him as an example as to why you can't do this. And that is a really effing lonely place to be. And I know, because I was just there. And I want you to understand that you are not broken. We just have to adjust our mindsets. And we could all use a little encouragement. And I hope that's what I give to you guys tonight. Talking to Kyle, you guys know Kyle Parkinson. He sends me a text message yesterday, which is so interesting. I'm gonna take a sip of my water because I've been having these coughing attacks since getting back from Growth Day, right? All the tests are going your way. Kyle sends me a text yesterday and he's like, hey, haven't messaged you. Are you okay? I feel like you have it all figured out. And he says something like, but I feel like maybe we all don't have it figured out and you just needed someone to encourage you and to send you a message. And I responded with, don't you ever think that I have it all figured out? And we went through this whole thing, and, he asked me, he's like, what's your take? Like, what do you feel right now? And literally these words came out of my mouth. We are in a personal development crisis. Those are the words that came out of my mouth. He's like, what are you feeling? And it's not a sales crisis. It's not a, oh my gosh, I can't unlock the super block crisis. We have a personal development crisis. And this is pervasive, and it has affected all of us in this post-pandemic era. And they brought up this concept at the conference that's called pervasive psychological resignation. And what that means is we've just given up. We've given up on our dreams. We've given up on trying. We've given up on effort. We've given up on hustle. We've given up on all the things that we know we need to do to create this incredible life that we deserve, because whether it was the pandemic or the post-pandemic period, or it's politics, or it's the media, or it's the lies, or it's the this, it's the that, we have been beaten down. All of us. And I want you to acknowledge that. The first step in recognizing why you aren't where you want to be in your business and in your life is acknowledging how we got here. And I want you to understand that this is across the board. And we as the leaders, as the ones who are invested in growth and want to make change in our worlds and in our bigger worlds, we have to acknowledge how we got here. And a lot of us, including myself, have put Band-Aids on that psychological resignation. We do a lot of things to put Band-Aids on the fact that we are slowly, quietly quitting. We are slowly resigning to the life of why try? It doesn't matter anyway. And we are intentionally avoiding discomfort at all costs. If something feels hard, we don't do it. If something feels like we're going to fail, we don't do it. And I built this business, 12 years building this business, embracing everything that made me uncomfortable, everything, working a lot, hard work. It was uncomfortable. I was practicing law. I had 2 babies at home, and I was hustling in this business because I wanted it so bad. It didn't matter what it took. I was going to figure it out. I was going to do it, and I was going to do it well, and I was going to be excellent at it, and I cared. For whatever reason, we as a society have started to avoid that. We create these narratives about why hustle culture is bad and why this is bad and why you shouldn't do that. And if you do that, you should feel guilty for it. And if you're a mom, you shouldn't want to be more than just a mom. And if you have this, you shouldn't want more than that. And if you want a nice car, no, you shouldn't want a nice car, because then you're making someone else feel bad for wanting a nice car. And we have avoided working hard for what we freaking deserve in life, including myself. And in that, we have underestimated the importance of continued personal growth. Raise your hand, and I want you to be transparent if you have said something to this effect. I've done a lot of personal development. I don't really need to do any more. I've been to all the conferences. I don't need to go to another one. I've read that book. I don't need to read it again. If you have said any of those things, and I'm raising my hand, you need more personal development. John Maxwell said that his capacity to learn has exponentially increased in his older years because he never stopped learning. You don't know it all. You don't know how to fix the mind drama that's going on in your head until you are in a daily life of growth. And I lived this, you guys. That's why I'm qualified. I'm qualified to tell you this because I did it. For 8 months, I haven't opened the book. I haven't listened to a podcast. I haven't done anything. And I told myself, you don't need any more. You've got it. You've got it. That's broken. That's broken. That's broken. That's broken. You know what was broken? Was my mindset. My mind was broken because I wasn't growing. I had a fixed mindset, and that created detachment, resentment, stubbornness, and then I put myself in the cage. Social media, the media, whatever it is, has us trapped in comparison and judgment and comfort and divide, in negative self-perceptions and resentment, loneliness, and fear. That's the cage. If you find yourself carrying these heavy emotions, then you need to stop and you need to shift back into growth mode. Back inside, internal, not external, go internal. This is my favorite topic. This is when I figured it all out. I figured out why we do the things we do, why our customers do the things they do, why my body partners do the things we do, because of The stories, the identities, and the narratives that we create or have been imposed on us by our parents, by society, by whoever. Tony Robbins says that the strongest force in the human personality is the need to stay consistent with how we define ourselves. The I am statements. And I could go down the list. I am lazy. I am a procrastinator. I am fat. I am inconsistent. I am a failure. I am not successful. I can never succeed. Any negative I am statement, you can probably have an identity attached to it. And if you identify yourself in those negative terms, that is how you will act. That is how you will stay consistent, right? So if you consider yourself a procrastinator, and or your mom or your dad has told you since you were a little girl or a little boy that you are XYZ, and you believe that and make that your identity, that's how you will act in accordance. This is some serious stuff. And you need to dig deep and ask yourself, what are your I am statements? Because for me, recently, one of the negative I am statements that I was telling myself was, I am tired. I am tired. And you know what I was doing? I was sleeping in, I was taking naps, and I was going to bed at 7:30 at night, 8 o'clock at night. I wasn't hosting calls. I wasn't doing the work because I was identifying as someone that was tired. That is who I became. So if you have these negative stories that you are telling yourself, know that you are simply just acting in accordance with it. And you need to flip that story to a positive I am statement. I am willing to learn. I am strong. I am confident. I am fearless. I can do this. And when you repeat that over and over again, and you create an identity around that, your life will change because you will start acting in accordance. Trent Shelton said this at the conference: nope, you cannot have a dream above your current identity. So if your dream is to speak on stages, if your dream is to write the book, if your dream is to be a 15-star diamond or an elite coach or whatever it is that you want to accomplish, you cannot outdream your identity. So you have to raise the bar. Another really powerful moment by Trent Shelton is, this was like audible gasp in the room, is we are addicted to our sad stories. Man, when he said that, I don't think there was one dry eye in the room, because we all have these sad stories that we love to talk about. We love to talk about how busy we are and how crazy our kids are and how bad our boss is and how horrible our childhood was and how mean that bully was and how sad. Have you ever called, and if you are lucky enough to still have a grandparent alive or someone elderly in your life, and you call them on the phone, please hit me up in the chat. When you call abuelita on the phone like mine, and you're like, hi abuela, how are you? What is the first thing that comes out of their mouth? Hit me up. Let's see if you guys are following along. Me duele la rodilla, my knee hurts. No me caí. It's sad. I heard all my medications I'm taking. Why? Because they find significance in the sad story. You are probably doing the same thing. You are probably doing the same thing, and you swim in the sadness. Oh my God. I can't be successful because my parents were broke. We lived in a trailer park, and that's my destiny, because it's so sad and I love it. Because why? It keeps me so comfy. I don't have to work hard. It's just who I am. I'm a Virgo. I'm an asshole, right? Like, who says because of their sign, whatever, I'm a Virgo, right? Virgos are, they're this, they're that, right? Like, oh, I can't change because I'm a Virgo. I can't change because I'm a Libra. I can't. Bullshit. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I know I'm joking. I'm a Virgo. I think I'm amazing, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? Oh, I can't do that. I'm an Enneagram 2. Yes, you can. You are choosing the identity. You are choosing to act in a certain way. And if you think people can't change, you need personal development. We latch on to societal, cultural narratives that support our stories. Oh, man, I love the anti-hustle culture, right? This whole thing that you don't have to hustle to have your dream life. Listen, I might trigger some people. People are not going to like this. Erin Hopkins, we talked about this on a call this week. She nailed it. And I'm just going to repeat it because I believe it wholeheartedly. The hustle got me here. The hustle got me here. And that's just one narrative, right? And you got to be careful with certain things that you're seeing on social media now, right? The hustle, the blind faith, the late nights, the early mornings, the not knowing what I'm doing and just doing it, the messy action. That's what built my life. It's what built this life. But we create these negative connotations around these things because we don't want to do it. Because we simply don't want to do it. And you have to understand why. You don't have to work like I do or how I did, but you got to work. It's called hard work. Like Julie Boris says, it's called hard work. Why are we resisting hard work when the result of that hard work could be the life that you effing deserve to live, that your kids deserve to live? Right? We also languish in past accomplishments. This is huge in body, in our network, right? We hit a rank or a thing and we fall back because of whatever reason. And then we convince ourselves that we're not good enough and we attach worthiness to something that somebody celebrated once. It's crazy to me, but I've done it. So I get it. But can we drop that? Because that is preventing your true and highest self. 1,000%. Move forward. All right, now we got to gauge your commitment level. Remember the topic of this cause, what may be holding you back from your truest potential in your business? This one's huge, right? The half in, half out. Are you interested or are you fully committed to your business? Because if you're interested, and this is a quote, I should know who said this because I quote this guy a lot, but if you're interested, you do things only when it's convenient, right? Only when you feel good, only when the stars align, only when the sun is shining. You do it when it's convenient. But when you're fully committed, you are all in. Rain or shine, feel good, feel bad, good day, bad day. You had a return, it doesn't matter. Somebody quit, you keep going. That's a full commitment. And at the conference, this quote really hit us all hard. You haven't lost your motivation. You've simply lost what you're fighting for. You've lost focus on your North Star. So I'm going to ask you to re-engage into full commitment tonight. But the only way to do that is to figure out what you're fighting for. What's your mission? What is your personal mission? We used to call this the why, and we could call it that if you want. It really could be called whatever it is I don't care what it is, excuse me, that you call it, but you gotta have it. You gotta have an anchor that makes you fully commit to this process. Because the half in, half out, this whole thing of I'm in 1 month, I'm not in next month, coming out 2, coming in 1, that creates suffering. And that creates a whole lot of mind drama, right? You have no idea where you stand. You don't really have goals. So you start creating stories, and guess what? You end up back in the cage, right? If you also base your actions on how you feel, then you're not fully committed. And we have to address that, right? Your emotions cannot control the actions that you take in your business. Yes, this business is very emotionally charged. We have to develop emotional connections with people because trust is such a key piece to all of this. I'm not saying that you have to be a robot, but the needle moving activities, the stuff you gotta do to make money, to build your business, to build your team, you have to detach that from how you feel, because you have to do that every day, because it's the cadence of building this business that creates the business. You can't be 1 month in, 1 month out. You can't hit diamond and then stop building. You have to keep going. It's that level of commitment, of seeing it through. You have to prove to yourself that this works. You can't wait to see if it does. You got to prove to yourself that this works. Trent Shelton also said, are you disrespecting your dream? That hit me hard. I was like, I am 1000% disrespecting the dream that I have for my life and for my family's life by not working this business to my fullest potential. And Ed Milet, he said something, it's a little triggering, I'm gonna share it, but and it's really helped a lot of people kind of stand firm in their level of commitment. It is a form of child neglect to have a parent that doesn't seek their truest and fullest potential. I mean, think about it. Don't you tell your kids you can be whatever you want? Don't you tell your kids you can't give up? Don't you tell your kids you have to keep going no matter what? Don't you tell your kids that they have to adjust their attitude and keep forging ahead? Why aren't we giving ourselves that same advice? So be triggered by it or embrace it. But it is a form of child neglect for your kids not to see you seek your truest and highest potential. We want change. We pray for change, and we don't create it. It's your job. It's your responsibility. And one huge moment for me, I was sitting in the audience, obviously sitting with our team, and we're dancing and hugging and all the things. And then Brendan Bouchard talks about energy. And in that moment, he says, you know, we are like an energy plant. An energy plant in and of itself does not have energy, right? It has to generate energy. And we are just like a plant. And in that moment, I had like visions of my business over the last year, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, year, where I was creating, intentionally creating negative emotions, negative belief, negative drive, negative motivation to avoid the work. And all I needed was that realization that it's up to me on what kind of energy I generate. It is up to you every single day, and you are fully responsible every single day of generating the energy, the motivation, the drive, the belief to build this business. Nobody owes you that. You have to do it. That is a personal choice that you have to make every single day. Good or bad, you have to make that choice. And I'll tell you that energy, it will move mountains in your business, because as you generate that positive energy, that awesome attitude, that go-getter, that fire, that's what you will attract. And it is, I want to curse, freaking crazy. Tess might be listening. It is crazy that the week that I got back from this event, the week I got back from this event, I have sponsored more body partners in the shortest amount of time than I have all year, because I decided to improve my energy. I decided to get back in the game. I decided to make it happen. It is your decision, 1000%. This one might hit ya. This one might hit ya where it hurts, but a lot of us are misaligned to external validation and not to internal fulfillment. I'm gonna let you sit on that for a second while I take a sip of water. You are misaligned to external validation and not internal fulfillment. Been there, done that. Raise my hand one more time. It's not always about achievement, but about alignment. So are you working solely for recognition? Are you working solely for praise or attention? Do you have feelings of entitlement at times in this business? Because I will tell you that that can quickly land you back in the cage. And that's not what this business is about. Sit on that for a second. If you want to take this business to the next level, you have to find internal fulfillment with it. You cannot only work to be at the party, to be at the trip, to get the image posted on Thursday, to get the pat on the back, to get the cheers. You have to want this for a more powerful reason. And I'm not saying this to boast, but I have never been a guest at a retreat. Never. We have always hosted them. We have always hosted the parties. We have done all the things. I have never been a guest at a retreat. And I have never, ever not worked my business or worked my business to achieve any of that. Because my reason for working this business is far deeper than that. It is freedom. And if you are working for freedom, no Thursday recognition, no rank slip, no trip not earned would matter in the grand scheme of things. This business provides freedom. And there is nothing better than that. Nothing. So it is imperative to understand that achievement and the shiny things are only a small metric of success. Now, your homegirl here loves a party, right? Like, I'm always elite because I love a party. I'm never gonna miss an elite party. I'm never gonna miss that thing. I love that thing, but that's not why I work my business, right? I love those things. I love the ribbons, summit ribbons. Can you see them back there? I don't know if you can, but I'm always the girl that jokes that one day my summit ribbons are gonna touch the floor because it's funny. Not because that's why I work my business so hard. It's because I love what that means. I love what each ribbon means. It means contribution. It means fulfillment. It means impact. It means joy and experiences and happiness. And it's a meaningful pursuit. So I need you to understand that if you are only working for those things, you are going to land in the cage so fast, pointing the finger, hating your upline, judging your upline, saying, why me, why them? And you can't work your business this way. You'll never get ahead. And one thing I ask you to do is play full out. Play full out. And what do I mean by that? Moira calls it get in the middle of the bed. Play full out. Participate. Contribute. Volunteer. Raise your hand. And Christina had this big aha moment at Grote. Raise your hand. Do the things. Host the events. All of it. And you'll understand what true fulfillment in this business feels like. Common sense is not always common practice. Have I been talking for 4 hours? Almost. Common sense is not always common practice. This was how he opened the event, and it was huge because we should know these things, especially us who understand that getting healthy, getting fit is common sense. We work out, we eat healthy, we drink. We have all these amazing tools that we consume every single day and we use every single day. Yet in our business, we're like, duh, like we use no common sense. We don't create practices. We have all these incredible wellness practices that we follow. We meditate, we do all the things, but we don't create consistency in our business practices. Huge aha moment every single time that I broke out into small groups. Every time I wish I could copy my notes and share them with you guys. Every time, one of the questions Brendan had us share an answer to was, what are you doing when you get home? What are you doing when you get home? And I'm gonna ask you at Summit to have these, to keep asking yourself that as you go through Summit. What am I doing when I get home? What am I, quite literally, every single time I went home, it's like Moira hit me over the head with her Rise Up planner and the 5 a.m. club that she left here on my kitchen counter. Literally, boom, it was, you don't have a morning routine. That's your problem. That's your problem. That's your problem. It was every single time. It was so simple, yet so common sense, but I was rejecting it. Why? Because I was trapped in my stories of I'm so tired. So do you see how these things work in conjunction with each other? So I was sleeping in, I had no morning routine, I wasn't doing personal development, all the things that I know I needed to do, I wasn't doing, and it was creating chaos in my business. It was creating mind drama. It was creating nothing. I wasn't creating anything. So I want you to understand the high achievers simply have better practices. And if you want to be a high achiever, you have to have better practices, and you need to learn how to lead yourself better, me included, raising my hand. The more practices you have, the more you will achieve. You need to get back to personal development if you've stopped doing it or rejected it. You need a morning routine. You already have your wellness routine, stick to that. You need to remove distractions and buffers. Who, raise your hand, total transparency, I'm raising mine. Who wakes up in the morning, alarm clock goes off, you yawn, you stretch, and you go like this. Instagram. Raise your hand. Don't lie. Raise your hand. Who goes straight to Instagram or Facebook Messenger or your text messages or your emails first thing in the morning to see if you had 700 people say yes to your challenge group? Raise your hand. I can guarantee you 700 people did not say yes to your challenge group. You do not need to check your phone first thing in the morning. You know what happens when you check your phone first thing in the morning? We make at least 1,500 thoughts. We make at least, and we start scrolling, we make 1,500 thoughts of judgment and comparison. Judgment and comparison. 1,500 thoughts. This blew my mind, you guys. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm waking up in the morning and the first emotion that I am making myself feel is judgment and comparison. How can I be my best self? How can I work my business to my greatest potential? How can I love people, which we have to love people? How can I love people? How can I be empathetic to people? How can I serve people if the first thing I do is say, I hate people? Think about it. This was mind-blowing to me. You need to remove the distractions and the buffers. A lot of you work out too much as buffers to your business. A lot of you work out too much for buffers to your business. What are your daily disciplines? Do you time block? Are you blocking out times during your day to work your business? Are you engaging with higher level peer groups? Or are you in the, what's the word? Oh my God, I had the word. Where everybody just complains, like you're in a thread and everybody's just complaining all day. Are you in that group? Or are you in the group that's making plans? Not Debbie Dow, it's like the, oh God, it starts with a C. Starts with a C, it'll come to me. If you are in that group, then guess what you're doing? You are literally halting any progress that you have in your life because you are stuck. You need to be in the group that's making plans. And if you get into the group that's making plans, you better contribute to that group. And are you building your skills curriculum? What does that mean, right? How many times have you said, I really need to learn how to do XYZ to help my business? I really need to learn how to attract more people to my Instagram. I really need to learn how to whatever it is, and you still haven't done it. When you have better practices in place, you will do the unsexy things that move the needle in your business, right? Yes, Amber, commiserate, that group that just commiserates. There it is, the commiserating group. Oh God, just love that. Just, oh my God, she's so bad. She does this doesn't work. Da, da, da. And you just get in your head, you get in your head, and all of a sudden, where are you? You're back in the cage. You're back in the cage. All right. So I'm gonna kind of close this out. Hopefully this was helpful, but all those things I highlight, and like I know Christine DelgadoSlaySquad said, not me, I don't pick up my phone, right? And I opened this call with not all these things are going to apply to you, but if they did, you can shift that right away. You can start making different decisions right now to change to get your business back on track? Because I didn't talk about inviting tonight. I didn't talk about strategies to invite or what to do in a challenge group or how to connect with people. I talked about what's going on in your head, because your business results are a direct relation to the quality of your thoughts. So how can we get our thoughts back in order so we can do the work that moves the needle, right? Establish your personal mission. This is the, you didn't lose your motivation. You just lost focus on what you're fighting for. What is it that you are fighting for? And this is for you. This is your moment. This is for you. This business for me, when I was practicing law and I was an attorney and I was working for somebody else and having to do all of that, and then I stepped into this, I was like, I own this. So own your personal mission. Make it really deep, really personal. For me, it's so shifted so many times, but man, I'm creating generational change here, you guys. I am impacting households for like generations. We're shifting these, cultural institutions into health and wellness and wealth for women. Like, I'm doing big shit here. I don't know about you, but I want you to get on that level. And I want you to think that you can be on that level, because you can, because we're in the same business. And I'm no different. I've just been here a little bit longer, right? And I've just done a little bit of more work, and I've just invested probably a little bit more in my mindset, which, like Jim Rohn says, is the best investment you'll ever make. Hand to heart, 1000%, that is accurate. The second thing you can do is raise your ambition. Raise your ambition, because you're thinking way too small, and that's why you're acting small, right? And when you raise your ambition and you start setting big ass goals, that's going to get you excited again. That's going to start generating a new energy. But if you're just like, oh, I just got to get back to diamond, I just got to get into Success Club. No. Raise that. What are you doing? Like, what is the purpose of this? I want to change 100 lives this year. I want to help 5 women earn $1,000 every single month in this business. Like, bigger, you guys. Change and raise your personal standards. Ed Milet said, you don't get your goals, you get your personal standards. And I was like, ooh, my personal standards have sucked lately. I've been grossly underperforming. That was a huge mindset shift for me. The third thing is take radical responsibility of your mindset. Radical, crazy, like do crazy things. I've been waking up 5:30 in the morning. I go to my coffee maker and my team is like, I'm waiting to hear what you're doing. Go to my coffee maker. I make my coffee and I start slapping the hell out of my body. Like I just taught you guys at the beginning of this call, and I don't even know if I'm waking up Danny or the kids, but I'm like, wake up, let's go. I'm changing it, even though it looks radical and it looks crazy. But when I step outside and I open my Growth Day app and I start dictating my journal entry, my body's awake, I'm fully present, and I'm ready to attack the day. You think I was acting like this a week and a half ago? Hell no. You know what I was doing? I was sleeping. I would get up, I would check social media, I would hate people. And then I would go work out, and then I would avoid my work because I hated people, because I hated social media. And I would create stories like, I hate social media, so I don't want to post anymore on social media, fuck social media. And then I would go to sleep and I would take a nap. This is what I was doing. It's uncharacteristic. You got to be radical. You got to do crazy things. You got to generate your own energy, your belief, your confidence, your drive, and your own motivation. Don't wait for someone else to give it to you. Don't wait for your fairy godmother upline to be like, today I believe in you. You got to believe in yourself. You got to want this for you, right? You have to do this for yourself. You have to consciously design every single day. Create a schedule, block your time, stick to it. You will surprise yourself how much more productive you can be when you actually know and have targets in your day of what you want to do. You want to optimize how you feel every single day. We got this, right? We work out, we eat healthy, but are you feeling great, right? Can you improve? Because your feelings about how you are in your physical self will affect your outward activities in your business. I want you to play full out. I already talked about this. And then I want you to design your best future self, your role model self. So Brendan had us write down 3 words. The first 2 describe who we want to be as our best future self. And if you guys want to play along, you can help me out. Who's your best future self? What 2 words describe who you want to be and how you want to act? So Kristina was there and she right away knows what her words are. They're happy and confident. My 2 words, and you'll understand them after hearing what I just said, was influential and empathetic. Influential, empathetic. I feel like I had lost my influence in the team, in the network, in my life. I was shifting away from this identity that I had, that I am an influencer, and not in the selling of products, but more in the I help people influence their lives. And empathetic, because I was scrolling social media and hating people, right? And I needed to get back to empathy. And then the last word, and I want you to write these words down. I want you to write these words down. The last word is, if you are a role model to someone, how do you act? If you are acting in the position as a role model to someone, how do you act? My word was steady. I know they're not sexy, influential, empathetic, and steady, but those were my words, and I'm like, I really feel them. And the reason why is because I was finding myself, because of the resentment and anger emotions that I was generating, I was creating in my mind and in my body and in my being. I was losing my temper. I'm sure some of the superstar diamonds can notice this, right? In our chat, I would get angry at things way too easy, when usually I was kind of steady. I would think about things, I would process before I proceeded. I was quick to react. I was angry, and I don't want to be like that anymore. And it takes a lot of courage to admit that, you guys. So my third word, excuse me, is steady. So I want you to write these words down. And whenever you're feeling stuck, whenever you're feeling like you're not operating at your fullest potential, I want you to go back to your 3 words and just align with those 3 words. And understand this: incremental shifts lead to exponential change. So while you might not have a morning routine and you're going to start it tomorrow, sticking to that will create exponential change. It could be a month from now, it could be 6 months from now, it could be a year from now, but you have to stay consistent. So these little shifts, these little unlocks that we talked about today, that's what I want you to focus on. I want you to be aware of what's happening in your mindset, because your results in your business are 1000% correlated to the quality of your thoughts. All right, you guys, that's it. That's all I have to give. I hope that was helpful to you. I can share my presentation if you like, but let's kill it. We're heading into Summit. It's go time. It's hustle season. Let's fix our minds. Let's create a brand new company with incredible energy leading into Summit, you guys, with Amwala's new program and all the tools that we have. It is a special time to be a body partner. It's like, I feel brand new. I hope you generate these feelings of brand newness, because I think we're on the border. We're right at the cusp. We're right at the edge of incredible shifts in how we do things, how we act, how we lead, and the impact that we leave on the world. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you, Cristina.